Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Simply Explained English Learning podcast. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Eric. If you want to learn English easily, you're in the right place.
Today, we're talking about something we all use, transportation. It's how we get from here to there.
We'll explain 5 simple words about transportation. These words will help you talk when you use transportation.
So let's start our easy English journey. What are the words today, Eric?
Okay, Lisa. The first word is vehicle. Then we will continue with to commute, public transportation, then rush hour, and the final one is give a lift.
Today's words are a bit challenging, aren't they, Eric?
Yes, Lisa. We want our listeners to level up their English. So that's why sometimes we will teach a bit difficult words, but they are really useful and common words.
Okay, Eric. Can you start with the first word?
Sure, Lisa. The first word is vehicle.
Vehicle.
Vehicle. A vehicle is a thing that takes you from one place to another. It can be a car, a bus, a bicycle, or even a boat.
That's a good explanation, Eric. Let's see how this word works in a dialogue. Imagine 2 friends talking.
Hey Mary, how do you go to work every day?
I usually take the bus. It's my favorite vehicle to go to work.
I see. I prefer riding my bicycle. It's a great vehicle for exercise and is good for the environment too.
That's true. Maybe I should try different vehicles to work sometime.
In the dialogue, we heard about 2 different types of vehicles, a bus and a bicycle.
Yes, and they each have their own advantages. Buses can carry many people at once, while bicycles are good for your health and environment.
I agree. It's important to choose the right vehicle for your needs. What's your favorite vehicle, Lisa?
I love trains. They're comfortable and you can relax or work during the journey. What about you, Eric?
I'm a fan of electric cars. They're fast and quiet and better for the environment than gas-powered cars.
That's a great point. Technology is improving very quickly. So, in the near future, we will see more and more electric cars on the roads.
Definitely. It's exciting to think about how vehicles might change in the future.
Maybe we'll have flying cars one day, like in the movies.
Who knows? But for now, we have plenty of vehicles to choose from on our way to work, school, or adventure.
That's true. Remember, a vehicle is something that takes you from one place to another. It can be big or small, fast or slow, but it helps us get where we need to go.
Exactly, Lisa. It was a good repeat explanation. Okay, let's move on to the next words.
Okay, Eric, can you explain the next word, please?
Sure, Lisa. The next word is public transportation.
Public transportation.
Public transportation. It means a system of vehicles, such as buses and trains, that work at regular times on fixed routes and are used by the public.
Exactly, Eric. Now, let's listen to a dialogue where John and his friend Mary are talking about using public transportation in their city.
Hi, Mary. How do you usually get to work?
I take the bus, John. It's a public transportation service that is very close and drops me off right at my office building.
Oh, that sounds easy. I also want to use public transportation, but I'm not sure about the routes and times.
Don't worry, John. You can find all the information online or at the bus stops. Plus, using public transportation can save you money and it's better for the environment.
That's true, Mary. I will definitely think about it. Thanks for the advice.
So, Lisa, have you ever used public transportation before?
Yes, Eric, I have. I used the subway every day when I lived in the city. It was easy and cheaper, and I didn't have to worry about traffic.
That sounds great, Lisa. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about using public transportation for the first time?
First, you should plan your trip ahead of time. And you should always have some change or a transportation card ready, and be patient, especially during rush hours.
Those are very good tips, Lisa. I think using public transportation can be a great way to explore a city too, don't you think?
Absolutely, Eric. It allows you to see a lot more of the city, and it is a more practical way to travel. I think it's certainly better for the environment than everyone driving their own car.
I agree, Lisa. Remember, listeners, public transportation is a great way to travel around the city. Okay, let's move on to the next word. The next word is commute.
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 What does it mean, Eric?
To commute means to travel from your home to your workplace and back. People usually do this every day or regularly for work or school. It's something many people do every day.
That's right. You can commute by car, bus, train, and bicycle, or even on foot. Okay, let's hear an example dialogue with the word to commute.
Hey, Tom, how long does it take you to commute to the office?
It usually takes me about 45 minutes. I commute by train.
Oh, that's quite a long time. I'm lucky that I only have a 20-minute commute by car.
Yes, but I don't mind. When I commute, I read or check my emails.
In the dialogue, we heard about two different ways to commute, by train and by car.
Yes, and we also learned that commuting times can change depending on where you live and work.
When I was working at my previous job, I had to commute for an hour each way. It was tiring, but I used this time to listen to podcasts and make it more enjoyable.
Wow, that's a long time to spend commuting every day. I'm glad my commute is shorter now. Do you think there are any ways to commute, Eric?
Well, some people enjoy the time alone to relax or prepare for the rest of the day. And if you commute by public transport, you can use the time to read, work, or catch up on sleep.
That's true. But I think commuting for a long time can also be stressful and tiring. It's important to find some activities when you commute.
Agreed. There are many ways to make commuting more enjoyable. They might be listening to music, reading a book, or even learning a new language.
And if possible, it's great to find ways to shorten your commute, like living in a closer location to work, or finding a job with a shorter travel time.
Absolutely. Commuting is a part of daily life for many people, but it doesn't have to be a negative experience.
That's right. Remember, to commute means to travel regularly between your home and work or school. It's something that many of us do every day.
Thank you for repeating the meaning of commute, Lisa.
You're welcome, Eric. Let's move on to our next word.
Okay, Lisa. The next word is rush hour.
Rush hour.
Rush hour. When most people are going to or from work, it is called rush hour. And the roads and public transit are absolutely very crowded. It usually happens twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening.
Yes, Eric. The roads and public transportation are very crowded, and it can take longer to reach your destination. Now, let's have a look at the example dialogue.
Why is the train so full today?
It's rush hour, Sarah. Everyone is going to work.
Ah, I see. It's my first time traveling this early.
Yeah, it's always like this. During rush hours, everywhere is crowded.
That was a good example, Eric. Sarah was surprised because it was her first time traveling during rush hour.
Right, Lisa. Now, let's talk a bit about it. Have you ever traveled during rush hour, Lisa?
Yes, I have. It's very crowded. I prefer to travel at other times. What about you, Eric?
I travel during rush hour every day. It's busy, but I'm used to it now. Lisa, why do you think cities have rush hour?
Good question, Eric. I think it's because most people have similar work hours. so they all travel at the same time.
That makes sense. What advice would you give to someone traveling during rush hour for the first time?
I'd say be patient and give yourself extra time. It's going to be crowded. And you, Eric?
I agree. Also, maybe try to find something to do, like listening to a podcast. It makes the time go faster. They can listen to our podcast if they learn English, by the way.
Absolutely. Great advice. Rush hour can be difficult and tiring, but it's part of city life. People can leave for work early or work from home if they can.
That's a good idea. I think it's important to find ways to reduce the stress of rush hour as much as possible.
Okay. Eric, what is the last word today?
Our last word is give a lift.
Give a lift.
Give a lift. To give a lift means to take someone in your car to the place they want to go. It's like helping someone take to their destination.
Let's hear an example dialogue using give a lift.
Hey, Mike, I missed my bus. Can you give me a lift to school?
Of course, Sarah. I'm happy to help. Jump in.
Thanks so much, Mike. You're a lifesaver.
That was a great example, Eric. Mike helped Sarah by giving her a lift to school because she missed her bus.
Exactly, Lisa. Now, let's have a little chat about it. Lisa, have you ever given someone a lift?
Yes, Eric, I have. Last week, my friend's car broke down, so I gave her a lift to work. What about you?
Oh, many times. I remember once giving a lift to a friend who was late for an interview. He was so grateful.
That's very kind of you, Eric. Giving a lift can really help someone out.
True, Lisa. It's a simple act of kindness. Do you think giving a lift is common in many places?
Yes, I think in many places people give lifts to their friends or family. They sometimes help even people they don't know well.
It shows how small actions can make a big difference in someone's day.
I totally agree, Eric. Giving a lift is not just about driving someone somewhere. It's about helping them when they need it.
That's a great point, Lisa. So everyone, remember, the next time someone needs help getting somewhere, you can offer them to give a lift.
Okay, listeners, that's all for today's Simply Explained English. We hope you enjoyed learning words about transportation with us.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Remember, these words are your keys to talking about how you travel. Practice using them. And soon, you'll find it easier to share your adventures in English.
Don't forget to tune in next time for more simple English explanations. We love helping you make your English journey as smooth as possible.
Goodbye for now and keep practicing.
Bye, everyone. See you in the next episode.